Hello everybody and welcome back. It's amazing how much mess these birds make just in one day. I cleaned this 24 hours ago and they've made this much mess already. But we do have a little bit of bad news today. My old brown bar cock is actually looking a little bit sick. He doesn't appear to be eating too much and he's hanging out on the floor. I have moved him into the hen side, but I might pick him up and move him into one of the empty race bird sections where he can sit by himself and hopefully we can get a little bit of food and water into him and see if he perks up. Alright, well, here he is. I've moved him into this section. I haven't actually put any perches in here yet, so there's a little post for him to stand on. But hopefully having him in here without too much competition, he might be able to get a bit of food into him, a bit of water, and hopefully perk up a little bit. Unfortunately, he's quite an old pigeon, this guy. I don't know exactly how old he is because he doesn't have a ring. He is at least 10 years old, but I think he's probably a fair bit older than that. He could even be in his late teens. So unfortunately there is the chance that he doesn't come good from this little illness that he's picked up. But I really do like this guy and I'd like to give him the best possible chance of survival. So I'll bring him in here and let him have a bit of peace. Alright, well I've put a little bit of food in and he's gone straight for it. So hopefully that helps him put a little bit of weight on. I think he was just being outcompeted by the other pigeons. And with his age and being in a loft full of, you know, much bigger, much stronger, much younger racing pigeons, he was probably having a little bit of trouble. I was worried that I might have to hand feed him a little bit, but it looks like he is willing to eat by himself, and I'm very happy to see that. Alright, I'm going to give him a bit of peace for now and come and check on him later on. Well, it's a few hours later now, and he is looking a little bit better. I can tell that he's been getting into the food, because he has made a little bit of a mess down here. I've actually been outside building another set of these tall perches. Anyway, let's check in on the rest of the pigeons. It's a little darker outside today, it's a bit cloudy, which makes it a bit easier for you to see these guys up here. It's not easy to get a good shot of these guys when they're in the aviary section. This redcock over here, he's one of my favourites. It's not the same redcock as I got in my yellow project. This is a bit of a... To be honest, this one's actually a better racing pigeon. And this one who's jumped in front of him, he's actually our red opal. And looking at his tail, you can see that he is... Looking at his tail there, you can see he's actually a blue pigeon. It's just a combination of recessive opal and recessive red that are making him look like this. Anyway, let's check out the hens. It's been a little rainy today, so these guys have been enjoying their time up here. When the rain's not too heavy, they enjoy having a little bit of a bath. But they're all pretty keen for some food, so I might grab some grain and feed the pigeons. Now, I would like to tame these guys a little bit more than they are, and the best way to do that is with food. So I'll give a little bit to the boys, and then I'll sit in here with the hens and see if they want to eat out of my hands. So let's put about half in here. And then I'll move over and sit in with the hens. still going to take a little bit longer before these guys start to get tame. It just has been too long since they've had people around, so they're a bit flighty. But we will tame them down, and hopefully by the time we have the young race birds in, these guys will be nice and tame and they won't have a bad influence on the young birds. Anyway, I'm going to leave them in peace and get back outside and keep moving my perches. Alright guys, well it's the next day and he is looking a little bit better. I have put him back in here with the hens because he was a bit upset by himself. But I am hoping that he improves, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated with how he goes. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.